Hello, hello, my friends. Welcome in. It's great to see you all. Let's see. First, we have Miss Angela in the room, of course, and Miss Deborah. Hello, ladies. And Mama knows best Gwen, and Miss Mary's in the house. And hello, Sally. How are you, sweetheart? It is great to see you, ladies, tonight. As you can tell, we are set up just a little bit different tonight because we have hopefully what will be a fun live planned for the night. Something, I've been talking about showing you guys for a little minute here. And since I haven't been able to do my pop up live like I wanted to, I thought, well, let's do it on our regular scheduled Royal Craft night. So we're going to get into working on my curtain tonight. I do have it set up in front of me here, and I'll flip that camera on in just a minute. Hello, Miss D. Welcome in. It's great to see you, sweetheart. And Noelle is in the room, and Ian is awesome. You guys, if you need something to do at night, Ian's been doing some hooks and hockey. Lots of fun to go in there and hang out. You can hang out in Discord or in YouTube or in both if you like. And it's always some fun ideas floating around in Ian's chat. So I do recommend checking Ian out. I really enjoy hanging out over there. And hello, Miss Maggie. Welcome in. Let's see. We have a replay people or replay winners from last week. And those 5 people are Miss Mary, Miss Angela, Miss Sally Stevens, Miss Oodles and Caboodles, and Miss Jennifer Redgate. Congratulations, ladies, and thank you for taking the time to leave a comment after our live went to replay. I do appreciate that. We again this week will pick 5 people from the replay after everything goes to replay, and we're getting close to next week. Generally, I go in about 10 to 30 minutes, depending on how busy I am before the live, and I grab that link and pick those people real quick and write them down. So, it's just my way of saying thank you for spending some time, for coming back and giving that little bit more of interaction, which lets, the YouTube, whatever it is, know that you guys like hanging out with me, I guess is how that works. Uh, oh, well. Either way, it's good with me. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. So let me, I finished a very, very, very long standing spinning project. I started this spin, honestly, probably about 2 years ago now. My friend Bella over at Bella's Crocheted Gifts, unfortunately cannot use any animal fiber yarn. And because of that, it is very, very, very hard for her to be able to get or be able to experience hand spun yarn. Well, she had some very floofy yarn, very loosely, not really spun, very thick, like a finger knitting type yarn, or acrylic roving yarn. And she sent me a couple colors, and I did try to spin her some yarn. Acrylic spinning is not my forte. I am not good at it, nor do I enjoy it. So I finished about 3/4 of a bobbin, and then it sat there because I didn't like it. And as much as I absolutely love Bella, I just couldn't get myself to work on it. So finally, after it's been sitting all this time, I decided to chain ply it so that I can give it a wash and send it on to her. It's not very much, but it's something that she can put up in her cabinet of uh, treasures, as I'm sure all of us have. I know I have one, um, but I spun her up some acrylic red and white yarn. And hello to everybody coming in. I see you. I see you. But we have the first bit is white and the second bit is red. I chain plied it so all the colors stayed together. There is one spot you can see where it did candy cane twist. That is where we were running out of the one color and running into the next. So this will, of course, self-stripe. Hello, Miss Jen. Thank you for lurking tonight. I hope whatever you are working on while you're watching keeps your interest and makes you very, very happy. Hello, Miss Wanda. It's wonderful to see you, sweetheart. And Noelle and Demetra's in the house. Miss Crafty Terry's in the house. Let's see. Oh, didn't mean to highlight you, Miss Wanda. Think I got everybody now, but if I did miss you, pop up and say hello again, and I'll try to make sure that I catch you this time. And if ever any of you would like to come up and hang out with me, your invitation is always open. Send me an email or hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, and I will send you the link. Because I always like to hang out with my friends. All right, let me add this other camera in. What I'll probably do is play switcheroo. There we go. And there we go. So what I did is this shelf, as you can see, is where it's normally behind me. It holds all my fun little amigurumi. Now I have rearranged that. I've completely rearranged my room in the last couple of days. Been doing some major overhaul cleaning in here because I have decided to invite one of my wonderful crafty friends to come over and play in the craft room with me. So I want to, of course, have a nice clean craft room for her to come and play in. So I had to get some things done. One of the things I had to get done is I actually had to find the love seat that's located in this room, and I was able to find it. It was hidden under a whole bunch of fabric. Can you believe it? Hello, Miss Lisa. How are you tonight? Miss Lisa's Crochet, a wild woman from Canada, very talented lady. Happy Family Day to fellow Canadians. Family Day. Well, that sounds like a very nice day. It's always good to celebrate our loved ones. This knot that I'm doing, I believe, let me double check. Yes, this is the half hitch knot. So the way that is done, let me see if I can move you guys over a little bit. And sorry for wiggling you around. Trying to get it so you can actually see what it is that I'm doing here. Come on, come around. There we go. I think that'll work. All right, so this string goes all the way across the top. Come from underneath, wrap it over the top, and then pull it back through. And yeah, cinch it down, and you repeat that process again. So from underneath, over the top, through the center, and cinch it down. Yes, ma'am, I am making another curtain for the kitchen. This one here will go over my sink area. So this one will be a good bit smaller than my last. Ooh, definitely going to have to stand up, though. Sitting down in this chair is not going to work. Let's see. Uh-oh. Hello, Miss Paula. Welcome in. Great to see you, sweetheart. Sorry, guys. I know I'm bobbling you around a lot. Trying to give you the... so you can actually see and tell what I'm doing. And guess what? My tripod just broke. So I'm going to have to move you completely. See? Completely broke my ring light. Dee's mopping the floors. Come do mine after you're done, Miss D. They definitely could use it. I will grab my other tripod and we'll continue from there. Thankfully, I have extras. You saw a macrame curtain idea and saw me? Awesome. I am, Miss Noel. I really am. I do not sit still very well at all. Never, never. Yeah, there went the ring light. Thankfully, I have invested in a few options. There we go. What the heck? There we go. What a pain. So once you know what you're doing, this actually goes pretty quickly because I don't know about you guys, but my I get muscle memory pretty quickly. So I don't really have to think about what I'm doing. My muscles just, or my hands or whatever, just seem to understand what I want them to be doing. So I spent a good bit of today outside playing with flowers and cleaning up underneath my big tree out front. Probably got another full day of cleaning up underneath that tree before I'm done. And then I'll be planting some more flowers and getting ready for chicks. I did order, let's see, it was 2 geese, 2 ducks, and 6 chickens. I am getting some Japanese, what are they called now? Oh, no. Completely went out of my head for the chickens. They're a gray Japanese something. They're very, very pretty, very small chickens. And I'm getting 2 African geese, 1 male, 1 female. And 2 Corky Campbell ducks, 1 male, 1 female. So technically a duck and a drake. You guys got snow? Ugh. It was like 70 some degrees here today. Give myself just a little bit more space here. I did measure right before I came on. I have 1 yard completely that from end to end of my pole here. I can fit 1 yard will fit between in that spot. So I can do whatever number of ties that won't make my ends exceed 1 yard. You only have 3 inches of snow left, Dee? Ugh. See, we cooked out for Valentine's Day. We cooked on the grill. We had steak and asparagus and potatoes on the grill. And then I fried some shrimp in the house. And then if you guys seen my post of the chocolate covered strawberries, I actually made those as well because it was literally cheaper to buy an entire great big pack of strawberries and the chocolate than it was to buy 4 strawberries that were already covered in chocolate. So I don't mind a little work. And we got the pack of strawberries. West Coast here, we usually get it after the East. Yeah. We've been having rain. That's what we've been dealing with mostly, is rain. And my tulips are up. My crocus are up. My azaleas are looking like they're about to start getting ready to bloom here anytime now. And I've got weeds growing in my yard, so pretty soon I'm going to have to get out and do my first initial cut of the year, which is basically just chopping down the great big long growths of weeds that have popped up throughout the winter. What did you guys do for Valentine's Day? Did your hubbies get you anything special? I got some new candle molds for Valentine's Day. I got a really cool skull with some very pretty roses on it. And then I got 3 pillar candles with 3 different witches on them. I'm going to have to get some micro powder and some more soy and beeswax before I can cast any candles, but I know I will enjoy using them once I get a chance to. Uh-oh. No worries, Deborah. Things happen. I know I've bopped a person or two on accident. My fingers getting in the way. Or one time I dropped my phone and I caught it midair. And as I caught it, I blocked somebody. So I felt bad. But, everybody understands. Things happen, especially on a touchscreen device. It's so easy to do. Well, auto incorrect likes to get me all the time too, Jen. I swear I type the right thing and then auto incorrect changes it. And I'm dyslexic, so I never noticed that it did it until after I hit send and my eyes have reset. Hello, Miss Mombi Amy. Amy, welcome in. It's great to see you, sweetheart. Sorry, I had to get a little bit of a drink there. I got me a turquoise ring. Oh, you lucky girl. I bet it's beautiful. And a lobster pie. I've never heard of lobster pie, but very interesting. I bet it was delicious. I was very pleased. I had never fried shrimp before, but they turned out absolutely divine. I was very happy. I don't think that I will ever buy the pre-breaded shrimp again because doing it myself was so much better, as it usually is. I was just, afraid to try, because I've gone to restaurants so many times and, professional cooks and, almost every time my shrimp is overcooked or not quite right. So I was thinking in my head that it was going to be a much harder task than it really was. So I was pleasantly surprised. Although, as good as the shrimp was, smack you guys around a little bit. Welcome to the Queen's House of Pain, where we beat you up a little bit, but don't worry, you'll like it. I probably shouldn't play like that on YouTube. Oh, well. Yeah. The king got home at a decent hour tonight, so he was able to do a couple classes. We're having more issues, though, today. I I went uptown to grab a couple things that were needed. And as I was leaving the store, I wasn't paying much attention. And I seen that there was an older gentleman sitting in one of the auto buggies, the motorized buggies. And like I said, I really wasn't paying a whole lot of attention at that point. And I walked out to my car. I got in my car and I went to leave the store. Well, the direction I was parked in, I had to come back up towards the door. And I realized that the older feller sitting in the motorized buggy was my father-in-law. And he was looking rather confused. So I turned and went down the next alley and reparked my car and went up and made sure that he was okay. And I stayed with him. I called my sister-in-law and she was still in the store. About 15 minutes later, she finally come back out and he was able to go home with her. But he has progressively here been getting worse and worse, unfortunately. And it's getting to the point where even the deniers are not able to deny it anymore. So I think there's going to have to be some massive changes coming up to the family dynamic. So I will have to kind of keep things in limbo because I don't know how much I'm going to be needed for helping out in this transitional space. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up um, as as to there may be some times where I have to take a little bit of time away to uh, take care of families. And I know all of you guys are good about that and understanding that family has to come first. Oh, Janice got Dubai chocolate. Now I have seen that. It looks very yummy. I have never tried it. With cocoa packets from the grandson. Big homemade Valentine's with a sticker. Oh, that is awesome, Janice. That sounds like a absolutely wonderful Valentine's. Yeah, I just worry about him. He's such a good old guy, and I just want to see that, what's best for him. Obviously didn't get to know him when he was a younger man and didn't have these struggles. Um, he's pretty much been struggling since I met him. Um, it's just progressively gotten worse. And it's finally to the point where he's doing things that just don't make sense and could get himself or others hurt if someone doesn't intervene. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to beat you up again. Thank you all so very much. Yes, our elders definitely deserve our respect. Without them, we couldn't possibly be the people that we are or have had the opportunities that we've had. And I mean, none of them are perfect, but then again, none of us are either, you know? Hello, Miss Kristen. Welcome in. I heard Penelope. Yesterday. Oh my goodness. I wish I would have had, like, I wish I wouldn't want a camera in my house, but in situations like happened yesterday, I wish I had a camera rolling in my house at all times. Miss Penelope had been outside a good bit of the day. It was nice out. And when we come inside, you know, of course, she asked for treats. So we had a couple treats. And then she went and hit her button and asked for scratches, please. And so I gave her a few scratches and patted her down a little bit. And then I got out her new brush and I gave her a good brushing. And then I stopped. She got up as soon as I stopped and she went and hit her button, asked for scratches, please. So I got back down on the floor and she practically mowed me over so that she could come and lay along my belly and chest area, and she put her head on my arm, like she rested her chin on my arm, and proceeded to take a nap while I lay on the floor with her. And every time I try to wiggle just a little bit, she'd wake up and then she'd get up and she'd go, scratches, please. I tell you what, I don't have friends and family nearby. But having that little piggy ask for scratches like that made my whole day. She is a very sweet girl. And she is learning so very quickly. Let's see. Oh, I got space yet. Goody, goody, goody. Means I'm going to have to move my little hangers because I have run out of space to be able to slide them down, I think. The fun of jimmy rigging your own system. I need to remember to bring this 360 camera out and take videos with that, because then I could get way better angles and whatnot. I just don't. I'll be honest. I don't think about it. I have zero planning skills when it comes to that kind of stuff. I kind of just fly by the seat of my pants, and if it works, great, and if it don't, we'll try again. So I guess I need to start thinking about it a little bit more, trying to set it up, or at least set the camera up in case there is an opportunity. Yeah. And next step, we will start making triangles using this half hitch knot, and in between the triangles we will put some square knots So that's when the curtain starts taking place. This first step basically just secures everything in place. Kind of make sure your overhanging knot stay where you want it to. Just like crochet is one stitch at a time, macrame is one stitch at a time. But instead of obviously doing your stitches with a hook, doing your stitches by hand. Well, honestly, I'm not sure if I could answer that fairly. Because I need lots of breaks and I do lots of things in between. It's such a hard question to answer because, like, okay, for instance, right now, where I have this bar hanging, the height that I have it hanging at, it is much easier for me to go much faster than I was able to do when the bar was hanging in its curtain rod position, you know, like where it's going to be a curtain. And I had to be up on a ladder and tying knots above my head. But that being said, from the time I started the double curtain, so it was 2 full patterns plus a little bit, I think it took me less than a month. And that's considering that in January alone, I made 2 different dolls. I made the witch that turned into the cauldron. I made the frog that turned into the princess. I made here, I'll turn the other camera on so you guys can see. Okay. I made Eevee, and Eevee's a pretty, you know, sizable amigurumi. I made Pikachu and Alakazam and Squirtle. No, this is Alakazam. No, this is Zapdos and Zapdos. So I guess, I mean, it's not that bad. Yeah, I mean, considering I was able to get that other stuff done and we had a power outage in that time, I don't think that's too bad. I think we might be able to add maybe another 3 or 4 cords, and that'll probably be about it. Squirtle is so cute, and I need to hurry up. I wasn't thinking about it, and I need to get Charmander made rather quickly here because my nephew's birthday is coming up this next month, and he wanted Charmander. So I need to get this boot scooting boogie in and get that done. Because I don't want to, I don't want to send him 2 and, send the other ones 3, that's not fair. So need to hurry up and get that done. I'll probably start on that project tonight. But I've made Charmander before, and he doesn't take me too long. I can probably get him done. If I sat down and I seriously worked on him, I can do an amigurumi in one night. But that's one night considering that I'm probably going to be crocheting for 12 to 14 hours straight. So, ooh, I did that the wrong direction. And I quite often will do that. I will sit down and, I did it again. Goodness gracious. I will sit down and, like plug in my, what do I want to call it? My watch later queue. And, watch all the videos of my friends that I haven't had time to watch during the week or, during the day. And I try to catch up on videos. Sometimes I don't get a chance to comment when I do it that way. But at least they're getting the watch time, Did I do it again? I think I did. I did it again. Oh my goodness. I am having a... Hello, Miss Mimi. Let me set up our... You know what? I never started the goal tonight. My bad. If you would like a chance at an entry to tonight's live, or an entry for the live draw for the month, just type in the word "hello" to be considered. We will draw 5 people in just a little bit. And I appreciate you all for coming in and spending time with me. I have been feeling a little bit blue about my channel here lately, and thinking about making some drastic changes. Not that the numbers are the only thing that matter, because they're definitely not. I started my channel to make friends, and I have made, a couple what I would call true friends. People that would definitely notice if I disappeared, people that I would notice if they disappeared. But also at times, because of the channel, I end up feeling lonely or not part of the, not because of the channel, but because I see comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. And unfortunately, as much as I try not to compare, I do. And so I've been really, really struggling here lately. And I think if I can't get past this struggle, I think I'm going to have to make some changes that will affect my happiness in the long term, but will also ultimately affect me being on social media. So there's no final decisions yet. I'm not, you know, um, making any rash decisions. I'm giving it some time and hoping I will be able to make it past what is going on with me and how I'm feeling about things. But if I can't, you know, ultimately it has to be fun. There's just no reason to do it. Because I definitely don't make enough money to do it for, if I'm not enjoying it. It is really time consuming, and the time, honestly, the time doesn't bother me a bit. It's For me, it's feeling like I don't belong is the thing that I struggle with the most. I see people getting invited to do collabs, and that's never happened for me. I see, people getting invited to do live streams and, stuff like that. And it just doesn't happen. And that's okay. Like nobody is, not everybody can be um, the popular girl. And I'm not worried about being the popular girl because I've never been that. I just don't want to feel like I'm hanging around without a reason to hang around, you know? But nevertheless, no matter what happens, I have learned an awful lot from being on YouTube, including many, many, many crafts that I have absolutely grown to love and will continue to love whether I'm here or not, you know? So, like, I knew how to macrame before. I knew how to make friendship bracelets, but I'd never been daring enough to take on a curtain, you know? Uh, and, like when I first started watching YouTube, it was to learn to crochet. And I learned from Bod, and when I first started, I knew how to chain and I knew how to do a single crochet. Thank you, Miss Kim. Thank you very much. That means the world. Um, but when I first started, like I knew how to chain, I knew how to single crochet, but past that, I knew nothing. I couldn't read a pattern. I couldn't do anything that I couldn't find a video to show me how to do. And now because of YouTube and because of the things that I've learned here on YouTube, not only can I read a pattern, but I can write one. I can come up with almost anything that I want. Like that little turtle, obviously the turtle wasn't my pattern, but when I was in Jen's and Ivy's live and I seen that little turtle sitting on that macrame or that bracelet or whatever, couldn't find that pattern. Because of the things that I've learned here on YouTube, I was able to create something very close to what the computer had created, you know? But I don't think it I don't know. I don't but speed isn't important, I don't think, honestly. Um it's how much you enjoy what you're doing, whether you can do one project a week or one project a month or even one project a year. Um, it's enjoying your craft and continuing to learn, new things and whatnot that keeps me going. And I think a little bit of my issue is I have a little bit too much drive. I want to learn it all. And I think sometimes I come off as like a know-it-all or a show-off or something like that. And I truly don't ever mean to come off that way or to be that way at all. Like I just want to fit in. I just I want to do the things that I see everybody else doing. I want to try those things and experience those things. Like I suck at paper crafting. I tell you what, like I would tell you 100%. I made a scrapbook once. Yeah, no, but that didn't stop me when I seen Miss Margie's beautiful books from trying. I can't do it, but it was fun to try. And I never would have done that without YouTube and without meeting Miss Margie or seeing the things that Carrie Penny can do, the Happy Crafty Homemaker, the paper crafting that she does. It's awe inspiring. So many of you have inspired me to try new things and to push myself a little bit harder. And I guess honestly, the most I can hope for is that I've done that for one person. Inspired you to try something new or to look at it as it doesn't matter if I make a mistake. I can pull it out. It's only one stitch at a time. I can do anything I set my mind to. If I helped one person realize that, everything on YouTube is more. Thank you, Miss Jennifer. Now, let's pick some names, y'all. I'm down. I need to stop being so sappy. I love you all so very much. I really do. There, got to find the right tab. There we go. We're gonna pick 10 names because I feel like it. We were gonna do 5, but we're gonna do 10 because I want to. And I cannot see the screen while we're doing this. Um, just to remind you guys, and congratulations, Miss Deborah. And Miss Jen Reeves, congratulations. Miss Noel, congratulations, sweetheart. Congratulations, Diana. And you guys remember to come back and leave a comment on the replay. Any comment will do. You can just leave a love heart if you want to. But one thing that would help me a whole lot is if you would let me know if you enjoyed doing the macrame live, and if you would like to do it again, or if you would like to try a different craft next week or in weeks to come. And if it's a different craft that you know I do, please let me know, because I am definitely open for suggestions. I'm always willing to share whatever it is I know. Certain crafts are a little harder to do live, like the etching or the engraving and stuff like that, because it does make a lot of noise. Congratulations, Miss Sally. But we can work around whatever we need to work around for whatever craft you guys would like to see. Mama knows best, Miss Gwen. That's what they always said when we was kids, right? Mama knows best. In my house, though, it was Grandma knew best. It's Jennifer. Congratulations. We got 2 more to go. And then just because we can, we are going to pick another drawer out of the prize house tonight. Miss Mombi Ames. Congratulations. Miss Kristen. Congratulations. To the right. We can't get it. Okay. I'm gonna pick one more person, and the person that comes up, I want you to pick a number from the house, and I will let you see the house so that you can see what numbers are available. Okay? And you will also go on the list, because that's only fair. Miss Kim G. Go solo. Oh, here is our house. So we got from 1 to 31. But we have number 8 is missing, 15 is missing, and 27 is missing. So Miss Kim G, if you could pick a number, we will add that to our giveaway pile. Pick a number, any number. If you want to pick a pretty color, that's fine too. Miss Nana Banana Crochet, welcome in, sweetheart. Number 13. Lucky number 13. Woo! We got some sassy stickers in that one. Oh, that one's he's a cute little raccoon wrapping all up. This is me this last week, I guess. Everyone gets a little bit of the sad sometimes. Oh, that one's sad too. That's not fair. Oh, there we go. We got living the dream. I guess this one was themed. Oh, that's fine. This one says one mental breakdown later. Oh, I tell you, sometimes this one definitely has suited my mood a few times. I don't know where you got the audacity, but you need to put it back. Yeah. And we got some silly goose juice, which is the perfect way to end up with these funny stickers because, we go from a grumpy old raccoon to some silly goose juice. Oh. Put them in there. I will put them in a card later on so that they don't get bent up. But, right, so fitting, so fitting. And I tell you what, I am so eager to have a silly goose running around my yard again and listening to the geese jabber away out there. I have missed having laughter and life in the yard. Um, so having having the yard babies out there is definitely going to improve things for me. I'm the type of person I need something to take care of or someone to take care of, you know. Oh, thank you. That was a kit I got on Amazon. Now it wasn't exactly perfect, but it was a fun kit to do. Uh, I definitely enjoyed putting it together, and the instructions were fairly easy. Yeah, probably seasonal blues. And I don't generally feel depressed, but my body goes through a depression. I don't sleep very well, and then, you know, like I said, it's more, I think honestly, I just need to step away and focus on what happens on my channel, um, rather than what's going on other people's channels, which, kind of sucks considering that I started all this to make friends, and obviously some of my friends, have channels. But that comparison really does mess with me, even though I try very hard for it not to. But it's really hard when you see, channels that are quite new that are 8, 10, 12, 20K in, and I hit 1K 3 years ago. I still haven't hit 2K, you know? It gets a little frustrating. Gail Bursting Life and Stitches. I like that name. That is a cool name. Welcome in. It really isn't worth the aggravation, Deborah. And I need to get better about not doing it. And I know better, but it's one of those, just like we are all our own worst critic. That is one thing that I am very critical on myself about, you know. So, because I mean, shoot, I think I started my channel in it was either 2018 or 2017, you know. So it's been a minute. See, I thought you had more than that, Diana, for some reason. I really did. I thought you had more than that. Well, Miss Diane, you are more than welcome to hit me up with any questions you have, and I'd go through patterns with you if you like. I do have a Discord available where we can video chat or just voice chat, or I can turn a video on and you can just voice chat. Uh, there's many different options through Discord. It is a free site. And if you are interested in hooking up with me in Discord, just send me an email and I will send you a link to my private server that goes for anybody and everybody that would like to join. The only reason that I make you send me an email so that I can send you an invite link is so that I don't end up with people in there that I'm not comfortable with. Because let's face it, um, no one is for everybody. And there are a few people here on YouTube that I want nothing to do with. And I don't want them around my things. And I would not want them in my Discord group. And if I leave it open where just anybody can click that link, then just anybody can come in. This way, I can send each and every person the link, and I know for sure that the people that are coming into that space are people that I want in that space. I want it to be fun for everybody, and I want positivity and stuff like that in there. So I try to keep all the negative away as much as possible. I mean, we're all human, so we all get in our feels. Um, but I do try to stay away from as much of that as I possibly can. Don't want to be a creator just posting stuff your son made? That's fine. There's nothing wrong with utilizing YouTube just to watch at all. Honestly, I think if I knew everything right now today that I knew, like if I were go back and I would still know all the stuff that I know now, I probably never would have hit the button. I'm gonna be honest. I probably never would have hit the button. But that being said, if I wouldn't have hit that button, I probably never would have gotten to talk to Miss Jennifer or to Diana or to Kim or to Lana because I'm shy and I'm not the person that's going to walk up to anybody and say, "Hey, how you doing? You want to talk with me? You want to craft with me? You want to get that's not going to happen. I'm a very shy, reserved person, but if I'm in a room and someone comes up and starts talking to me about whatever, I am more than happy to sit and talk all day long or sit and listen all day long. Um, I'm just not the type of person that makes that first. And if I do, it's in a small way. Like if you do a live and I show up at your live, that's me saying, "Hello, I'd like to be your friend. I'd like to get to know you." That's my way of doing it. And I know sometimes that's probably not enough because a lot of people do that, you know. But people is something I've never ever been good at. I can look at an animal and I understand everything about that animal like I've known that animal its whole life and I know absolutely everything about it. I know if an animal and I are going to get along from the beginning, even if that animal is being aggressive at the start. People, I have no clue. I am so lost. It's not even funny. I am just no clue. Getting in front of the camera was like the hardest thing ever. Like if you ever want like a really good laugh or to see a literal deer in the headlight look out of a human, go watch my very first video or my second or third or 10th. Yeah, it's gotten easier with time. And honestly, if Mel wouldn't have started doing the lives with me, when I first started doing the Monday night lives, had Mel not volunteered to come up with me or agreed to come up with me, I probably would have never done it. I passed like a party here and there. Um, Mel going live with me for those few months, and really getting me going and getting that routine built is why I can do this now. Had Mel not been up here with me like she was, and it's still hard, like it's still really hard to be up here for me. I don't know what to talk about. Half the time I get off the live and I go, "Oh, dork, you shouldn't have talked about that," or "Why did you say that?" Or "You shouldn't have said it like that. You meant it like this." Like I'm always overthinking and rethinking things and stuff like that. Or sometimes I'll get off the live and I'm like, "Man, I there are so many dead spots in there. I can't believe them people they still came and watched me, you know. Um, but I do realize that I have gotten a little bit better at it and it has gotten easier over the last year. I think we've been doing this for about a year now where we've been going alive on Monday nights pretty well consistently. So, I mean, it does get easier. It's just, oof. Right, Pam, for sure. And see, now, Pam, you seem so natural, so calm, so relaxed. Like, to me, when I watch Pam's lives, it's like she was born to be on stage, you know. But when I think of Miss Pam, honestly, I mean, as talented as she is in crochet and whatnot, every time I think of Pam from Be Creative, I think of her singing. And she even did a song request for me one time. It was so beautiful and made me cry. Like, her voice is so beautiful, it made me cry. Like, amazing. If you guys haven't heard Miss Pam from Be Creative's voice, you do have to go and look up her playlist and listen to her singing. Oh, thank you, Miss Wanda. You're so sweet. Well, you're very, very welcome, Miss Pam. I truly do enjoy your voice very, very much. Well, thank you, Miss Jennifer. Miss Sherry, welcome in, sweetheart. Doesn't she, Granny D? Like, oh, and the voice of an angel. Seriously. Did you get your bag, Miss Sherry? I think you might have sent me an email. I don't remember for sure. Sorry if I asked you already. Well, thank you, Miss Wanda. You're so sweet to me. Isn't she fun? You know, Little Miss Princess Penelope has had two videos that have gone over 1K already, which I know 1K is not like that huge, but for me, that is like really huge. What makes me the happiest on my channel? I really love creating the things that I create. I really hate making the videos. Isn't that awful? And it's not no, let me no, let me take that back. I don't hate making the videos. I like making the videos. I just hate that I can't implement what is in my head to what you guys see on the screen. Like, I have like this. Okay. The only way I can explain this to go into like, uh, my one girlfriend and I had a collaboration idea that we wanted to do together, right? And so she had some yarn that she wanted me to dye, and then um I was going to send her some yarn and we were going to do a project together. The video idea that I had in my head, right? We were going to have to work together, obviously. But the video idea I had in my head was like, I wanted to record, like, throwing some yarn, right? And then I wanted her to record catching that yarn, but like, you know, like flopping back, like boom, it like hit her, right? And then like being covered in yarn and then popping up and voila, the project was done, right? And vice versa, where she threw the yarn at me, I caught the yarn, explosion, you know, here's this video idea, this make along that we want you to join in, that it's going to be so much fun to get people to come and join us. And I couldn't get past the thumbnail. I pay for a thumbnail for Canva so that I can make thumbnails. I pay for a video editing app, and I can edit a video a little bit. Like, there's certain things like I can cut things out. Like I did on one of Penelope's videos, I took up a shot that I took in the middle of the video, and I was able to snip that out of the middle of the video and put it at the beginning of the video, and then let it play all the way through, and then you were able to see that bit that I clipped out again where it belonged, but so that the video started with the most cute spot of the video. I, I don't know how to put it into the way that I don't know the words that I need to explain what I see in my head. Like, and I don't know how to make it the editing part, the computer part, that's the part that is really, really, really hard for me. And the coming up with the titles and like, I love making the things. I love creating whatever it is I'm creating, whether it's crochet or knitting or macrame or weaving or diamond paint. It doesn't matter what I'm creating. If my hands are moving, I am in love. I'm having so much fun. I could do it all day long. Making the video and knowing how to show you guys the best way so that you can actually see what it is that I'm seeing. That's where I get lost. Right, I need a teenager. Like the Canva thing, Canva's really nice. Like I've been able to do like a couple thumbnails, but really a lot of the stock stuff that they have doesn't really fit for the crafting community. A lot of their stock stuff is for like lifestyle influencers or stuff like that, travel people, stuff like that. So you have to start from scratch, and without having any advertising background and knowing how all that works, I find that to be very, very frustrating. Oh, Apple phones, yeah, that would completely confuse me. Now, come on, quit. Stop it. Thank you. See, and then there's AI that just does weird stuff all by itself. My logo happened because Llamas in Pajamas husband made it for me. A teenager or a 5-year-old ought to do it, From what I seen today, my 6-year-old great niece was plugging away at the phone, just like good gravy. It's amazing. They can't pick up their toys, but they can run the phones better than we can. Well, oh well, though. I mean, like I said, it really don't. I started this because not because I wanted numbers, because I wanted friends. I when I moved to South Carolina, I was already in my 30s, disabled. I don't do organized religion, and I don't work outside of outside of the house. Like I said, I'm shy. So how do you make friends in those conditions? You know, I've tried to talk to a couple people at the craft store or in the craft aisle. They always look at me like I'm a weird lady, or they give me that look like, "Why the hell are you talking to me?" you know. So you know, it, I've already achieved every goal that I initially started when I started my YouTube. I made goals after I completed those initial goals, and those goals I haven't been able to complete. And I am a very goal orientated person. I like to set a benchmark and get there, and then set the next benchmark and get there. And I get very frustrated when I hit a roadblock, especially when I understand that that roadblock is me. Yeah, I love all the yarny peoples. Right. Yeah. It, sometimes they look at you like you're crazy, and then but like I've seen other people do it. Like, well, we'll use Miss Deborah for instance. I've met Miss Deborah in person, and she's an amazing lady, absolutely wonderful lady. Miss Deborah can talk to anybody, and everybody loves to talk to Miss Deborah. And I've seen it. Like, we were in Joanne's one time before they closed, and literally just standing in the middle of the alleyway, and we were talking to him, and she started talking to one of the employees. She stood there and talked to us for probably a half an hour. We started talking to her. She started talking to, then I started talking to by association to another random shopper. And I think she probably talked to us for a good 45 minutes to an hour. Uh, and great conversations. Just some people just have that gift where people just are like drawn to them like a magnet, and Miss Deborah is definitely one of those people. That is a gift that I myself have never had, um, but I think it's quite amazing to see. And hello, Miss Lydia, welcome in, sweetheart. Yeah, that was a fun day at the craft store though. We sat around and talked to that craft store for hours, and then we sat around and talked at the subway for hours. And oh, thank you, Miss Bonnie. I've been trying to convince myself to grow this bit up here out a little bit, and go for a bit of a different hairstyle. It's just, it's getting closer to summer, and, the heat's starting to kick in. Well, I think it's a wonderful gift. It's one of my favorite things about you, Miss Deborah, for sure. Because you're such a sweet, wonderful lady. Absolutely. You know the unicorn and Scotch national anthem figureheads. They don't really. That is awesome. Unicorns are awesome. Give me a beer. Well, hey, well, you probably, yeah, you give me a couple one drink, and I'll probably get pretty chatty. And if you turn some music on, I'll dance circles around anybody. That's right. No strangers, just friends we haven't met yet. And Sandrine, the Mosaic Queen. Hello, Miss Sandrine. Welcome in. I actually just was moving my mosaic around earlier today. I need to get back at it and get that blanket finished, and I need to finish the King's Gamecock blanket as well. Yep, they definitely believe they definitely is real in the fairy realm, huh? Right, Miss Bonnie? Yeah, I'm that way too, Miss Noel. I take a lot of pictures, but I'm not in a whole lot of them. Yeah, it's I love taking pictures, especially of like my makes and nature. I really like taking pictures of flowers and birds and stuff like that. But well, thank you. It doesn't show true, unfortunately. Um, these colors and cameras just don't mix. It's teal and purple and like greens and blues, and it's very pretty. It's one that I dyed myself, and Miss Wanda bought me the first hank of it, and then I dyed it again, and it came out looking in hank form. It looked almost exactly like the first hank, but I don't know if you can tell in this camera light, but it was quite different. But the tones of the colors still match, and I think it turned out pretty decent. This was 3 hanks of yarn, and I wear like a size large. I had a little bit of yarn left over. I could have gone a little bit longer, but I wanted more of a cropped look on this one. Hello, Chandler. Welcome in. And this is one of the easiest patterns that you can do. Honestly, it's one of the easiest shirts that you can do. You essentially me back. Ooh, I almost caused a big crash there. Essentially, you make a great big long chain that goes from where you want it to start up over your shoulder, back down your back until you where you want it to end. And then you crochet back and forth until you hit your shoulder. So you'd measure, your shoulder length. Then you continue on the back, going back and forth until you get over to your other shoulder. And of course, you would continue on the front, making your neckline the way you want it. You can do any kind of neck that you want. After you've gotten to this side on the back and this side on the front, you connect them back up again, and you keep going back and forth until you've met this side. You seam it up and you put your sleeves on. Literally, you can make this sweater to fit any size body whatsoever. It does not matter if you are working for a baby or if you're working for a 6XL person. Any stitch you want to do, it doesn't matter. You can granny square, you can double crochet. The one I used a double crochet, and then a single. The next stitch is single, and a double, a single, a double, a single, back and forth, starting and ending with a single. I think that one is called the sedge stitch, but I could be wrong. I think it's known by quite a few different names. Yeah, it's pretty much how I do it too, Miss Bonnie. Unless I'm gonna tell somebody else how to do it, then I will do the measurements. But like when I did my wedding dress, that's how I did it. I I made the cups first. I made one cup so that it would fit. I made a second cup to the match, connected those together, made like a bralette. Once I had the bralette, I made it into more of a shirt and then attached, the skirt that I wanted and the straps that I wanted. I could probably do a tutorial for this. It's not hard. Um if you guys wanted, we could even do like a make along with it if you wanted to. On the bucket list. I just hope that I'm able to wear my wedding dress once I get there, because ooh, this perimenopause has kicked my midsection in not nice ways. Same here, Miss Sally. I like crafting with people. Yeah, tank tops are definitely really easy to do. I have, if just saying, I have a really easy tank top pattern in my tutorial list. And if you're afraid of cables, because it does cable after the bust line, it does cable. But if you're afraid of cables and you do not think that you are ready to cable yet, you can keep going just in the double crochets. Or if there's another stitch that you would like to do rather than the cabling, and you would like to know how to do that, again, you're more than welcome to hit me up anytime. Whatever way is easiest for you to hit me up. I don't have all the answers, and I'm not guaranteeing that I can get you through anything that you get stuck on, but I'm willing to try. I'm willing to give you a helping hand if you need someone to just sit there and talk to you while you do it, or go over it with you a little bit as you do it, then hey, that's what friends are for, is to be there for each other. And you know and cables are so easy. Honestly, cables are one of my very favorite things to do. They look incredibly hard, but they're so super easy. They make you look like you're a superstar, but they're not that hard to do. Especially the queen's cable stitch. If you can do a treble or a triple crochet, depending on how you say it, which I just went over that stitch in the live tutorial that we did. And you can do a double crochet. You can do the queen's cable stitch. That's those two. That's all it is. Yes, ma'am. I still have my Discord. Yep, I have Discord, I have Facebook, I have Instagram, and all three of those have video capability, whether you want to do a private chit chat or a group chit chat. You know, the group chit chat is easier through Discord, but it can be done via Facebook. So You can do a single crochet, you can do a double crochet, you double crochet, you can do a triple crochet, you can do anything. Is easy peasy, follow directions. That's right, Miss Bonnie, one stitch at a time. And ain't nothing to go do, ain't nothing to make a mistake, because all you do is pull it out and try again. To get my Discord link, just send me a message either on Facebook or on my email, and I will send you the link. That link will, if you don't have Discord already, Discord is free to use. You can get either the app or you can go in via your web browser on your computer. You make an account, it's free to make, and you can come right into my private Discord server. You don't have to worry about people that are not into crafts or not part of the server. You're more than welcome, of course, to check out other servers. But it's pretty easy, and like there's, well, here I can show you in a way. Okay. Like all these lines here, these are the servers that I belong to, like right through there, right? Sorry, backwards. Right here, these are like the servers I belong to. There's mine. Up here, that's my private chat. So if anyone sends me a private chat, I can click on that. Now, this one here, I'm in Llama's treehouse. I can go to mine. There we go. There's mine. That's my Discord server. Okay. So let's say you're part of my Discord and you want to hang out with me and video chat. We can go into the lounge and we can video chat together, or you can turn off your camera and you can just chat with me like you're talking on the telephone. You can watch videos together, movies together, you can play games together. These ones here, text channels. Now those ones you can put pictures in, or you can send like a message. Hey, how you doing? Or anybody want to get together and craft? Or I got a question, whatever it is. So they have different areas for different things. And if, like, let's say we had a larger group and we wanted to have one chat that was just for macrame, I could set that up. And we could have just macrame chat in there so that we could find the things that we're interested in. And if you guys are part of the group and you want, certain things added in, just talk to me about it and we'll get it right. Right now, I don't have very many people in there. There's half a dozen people in my Discord. That's it. But like I said, you're more than welcome to join. Just send me an email. I'll send you the link. It's free to join. And if you don't ever want to turn your camera on, you don't ever have to turn your camera on. If you just want to, voice chat, that's more than fine with me. And if you want to turn your camera on, as long as you're not being, showing things that people don't want to see, I don't care. Hey, come hang out in your pajamas. Messy hair, I don't care. Come on and hang out. But I am going to get out of here. This is probably the longest live I've done in quite some time, an hour and 45 minutes. Woohoo, look at me go. Send me an email, and no naked. Must have at least a nightgown on or some shorts. FaceTime is nice too, Miss Bonnie, for sure. All right, Miss Diana. All right, I will look forward to hearing from you guys. I will see you all again for sure next Monday night. Remember to leave a replay comment and let me know if you would like to see more macrame next week or if you would like to see something else. Whatever that something else is, just let me know. The one that gets the most, that's what we'll do, or we'll start making a list or whatever. Until next time, I truly hope that you are crafting your happiness. Bye for now, my friend.